What's up, everybody? Global Current here. I'm gonna be doing a reaction to uh I reacted to his Pixar one, so I gonna be reacting to his Dreamworks one. I've been trying to do this, but I've been doing it too long. So let's get into the video.
In the game of life, and the award for the worst Dreamworks movie of all time goes to Probably not
Turbo.
what you were expecting, huh? Turbo is one of the worst animated movies I've ever seen in my entire life. It is agonizingly bad.
I haven't seen Turbo in a while. So you can say Turbo is the worst movie ever. I don't know. Well, you can say that because I had to rewatch Turbo to see how bad it is.
Nothing is genuine. Nothing is earned. The plot is just Ratatouille again, but done without a single iota of that movie's brilliance.
It is. He's just Ratatouille, but different. I agree with him with that. It's Cars plus Ratatouille, but it's just a snail racing.
No, that's all this movie is. It doesn't have any great themes or additional layers of brilliance on top of its basic premise. It is literally just a snail who goes fast and gets a chance to race. That's it. It's not dramatic, it's not enticing, it's not funny. Good God, is it not funny? I didn't laugh, chuckle, smile, or even think, wow, that was a good attempt at a joke once. There is nothing here. The plot is hysterically predictable at every turn. There are no surprises whatsoever, which is ironic since this movie has a motherfucking twist villain. Well, okay, maybe it's a good twist villain. No, it's honestly the worst twist villain I've
It
ever
really
seen.
is. It is the worst.
Mr. That was his mistake, or Assistant Mayor Sheep Dweeb. This movie's twist villain is on the same level as the Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Oh yeah, that was a bad twist villain and Paul Blart Mall Cop.
So many years, except he's really a bad guy who never once acts like a bad guy until the big reveal scene. He tells the snail, "I'm gonna win the big race, and you're a loser, stupid snail. You suck." And now that the racer has revealed that he's a big meaty head to the snail and literally nobody else, he suddenly acts like a huge jerk in front of the entire viewing world. Something he never did in any of his previous races. What the fuck? That's not how you win a
I wish I can just skip the video, skip this part, and just go to the next one. But I don't know how to do all that. I think I can do it. It's just I have to figure out. I can't accept him for hating Turbo. I think do all the movies Turbo could be. I think maybe. I think can be the worst not Pixar, DreamWorks movie ever. Oh, Shark Tale. I like Shark Tale. I watched Shark Tale when I was a little kid. It is a bad movie, but it's a guilty pleasure bad movie. Number 37. Wait, what's number 37? Oh yeah, Shrek the Third was awful. I agree with him. Shrek the Third was awful. It was bad. You talk about the other three Shrek movies. The fourth Shrek movie was good. That's why I'm surprised that the fourth Shrek movie was good. Shrek 2 is always going to be the best one. Shrek 1 is iconic, but Shrek 2 always going to be the first one. The problem with Shrek the Third is that you have Prince Charming as a villain. He was in the last fucking movie and he tried to make him a villain. Then Shrek had to do this fest quest to get Arthur, is to make him a king, and it's like, no, it's dumb. I get it. Shrek did not want to be king because he's just not fit to be a king. That's why he tried to get someone else. to be a king, who's not fit to be king either, by the way.
Little value here, and I am so happy that now that this video's done, I have no reason to ever revisit it for the rest of my life. Oh, what's that? You have a single well-written scene? One scene within this pile of shit? Well, congrats! I guess I'll have to give this movie a 2 out of 10 instead of a 1 out of 10. What a tremendous accomplishment.
It's not the worst. Turbo is the worst.
Thank you, Dreamworks. Thank you for sitting on one of the best sequels ever made by following it up with this embarrassment.
Yeah, this bad part of the franchise.
Toddler's paradise. Thank you for making people think that the Shrek series as a whole was always garbage, and we were just remembering things wrong.
I'm glad Shrek 4 fixed it.
The problem was always this complete travesty of a film. Okay,
I agree with him with this. Number 36. I love Spirit Away. I grew up with Spirit Away.
Unforgettable experience that leaves you a changed person. All of that applies to the Boss Baby.
I had never seen Boss Baby. I just never got the chance to watch it. I heard people really do love Boss Baby. I just never seen this movie or the second one or the TV show. Okay, it does have a TV show. I ain't seen Cats, and Cats is awful. Look at that. It's just awful visuals from the Cats movie.
But also whether or not the movie itself was a twisted, feverish figment of my imagination. Eventually things calmed down, and I was able to just watch the simultaneously nonsensical and conventional story unfold. The funniest parts of the entire movie were the attempts at emotional moments, like when the Boss Baby and the boy have a falling out and the Boss Baby storms away. I just burst out laughing because what the fuck did the movie expect me to do? Get emotional over the character of Boss Baby? It's Boss Baby. Then there's the ending where Hans Zimmer goes so inexplicably hard on the score that it's hysterical. Bro, this is Boss Baby you're scoring. Why are you trying so hard? You're just making...
I'm sorry for the skills, but it's just how it is.
I don't know. Boss Baby is insane.
Because you can see it down there. It's interruptions. So it's gonna be skipping a lot.
A true enigma of an experience. It's everything I could have hoped for going into it and more. Turbo, this is the new Shark Tale, and I couldn't be happier. Only difference is I'm never watching this again because the Boss Baby is my sleep paralysis.
Number 35. I haven't never seen the Trolls movies.
Look, this movie sounds like it has a good plot on paper. It tackles revisionist history and racism and stuff. No, it doesn't. It briefly pays lip service to these topics before bombarding you with Gangnam Style. It is about as deep as a...
Wait a minute, did it actually do a Gangnam Style thing? Come on.
Why doesn't the sexy Sam Rockwell troll capture Poppy immediately? How did Poppy's gumdrop earplug block out the power of a magic guitar? It's a magic guitar. It should work on you even if you don't hear the... It's a magic guitar. Why doesn't Poppy just call their friends the Blurgons in the last... Have them step on the rock troll. Mission accomplished. Why, out of all the friends that could have come with Poppy and Justin Timberlake on this journey, why did it have to be the James Corden troll? I hate James Corden. So these are like...
He wasn't cast too. Really?
There are trolls in Korea? What's going on? A lot of this movie is just Infinity War, where there's 6 things a villain needs to put on again.
I don't know what's with these skips. They're coming back.
Like how they train the dragons do. But then bounty hunters craft people using music, like in Shrek Forever After. is not plagiarism if you steal from yourself, kids. I guess the rock troll was okay. The music was okay sometimes. Alan, hey, wait a minute. I don't need to talk about this movie. This is a ranking of the theatrical Dreamworks releases. And Trolls World Tour isn't a theatrical release.
Really?
Is it?
Wow, did not know that.
Smart for me.
Number 34.
Shark Tale is such an atrocious movie, and I don't understand how people like it. With that said, I love this movie. I am obsessed with it. It is such an abject failure of a motion
It's
picture.
just a bad movie that you just like this movie. I don't know, it's a bad movie, but you grew up with this movie, and it's like, I don't really know. It's just a guilty pleasure movie. I will watch this movie like twice if I have to.
Every conceivable way that it is truly captivating. Literally, the only thing about this movie that works is the voice acting.
Will Smith.
Oh my god, the writing is complete garbage, but the way these actors deliver their lines leads to some genuine, unironically funny moments. I can't. You shut up. Hello. Yeah, hey Mario. Let me get a large double olive. Look at. Oh, I thought. You're working at Pizza Castle now? Or maybe they're ironically funny. I can't tell. Otherwise, the animation is laughably unfinished. Every single character other than Puff Daddy and the octopus is either annoying or unlikable. Oscar is literally a villain that the movie refuses to call out. Lenny needs to come out and say, "No, Dad, I am not comfortable with eating a sentient living being alive." The movie prides itself on its edgy jokes and attempts to be a mafia movie geared toward adults. Then it magically...
It really is trying to be a mafia movie. To Oscar, he wants to be like his father, but he just couldn't accomplish it. So Lanny and him came up with this thing where Oscar fake Lanny's death, so he don't want to be a shark, and that's how Oscar got famous. I like it's a bad movie, but I did like the part of the story where he just doing all this just to be famous till he learns that being famous is not a good. I don't know. I ain't seen this movie in a long time. You know, I'm contradicting myself. So let's go back into this video.
This conflict like it's an episode of Barney the fucking dinosaur. Or Steven Universe. What? Who said that? Literally every single thing people hate about DreamWorks is in this movie. It is.
I may do a Steven Universe reaction in this channel. I might do that.
Storm of awfulness that only comes once in a blue movie. It's probably the true worst DreamWorks movie, but I can't realistically rank it last because it is a joy to watch and think about and meme and be absolutely.
It is a big meme.
I am never bored watching Shark Tale. I am always fully alert and attentive. I adore this movie, and my obsession with it has only grown.
Stupid.
And that's
well, you should show that Puffer Fish face in close screen.
Oh, and don't even get me started on the billboards.
33. Trolls.
If Turbo was a terrible movie intended for babies, Trolls is a really good movie intended for babies. The animation is stellar. It makes the whole thing look like a really neat art project. And honestly, I kind of liked it for about 30 minutes before it turned into, oh, let's sing 27 terrible pop song covers as we try to help this lady goblin hook up with McLovin Goblin.
What the fuck?
That's fun. Look, once again, this is a great baby movie, but it has such a boring story and it's such a bad musical that my interest in the film took a complete nosedive. And why do you need to auto-tune Justin Timberlake? He's Justin Timberlake. Just let him sing normally. Whatever. It's a big old whatever movie that I am hilariously little to say.
I got nothing to say about it either. Got never seen. What? Wait a minute. We need to pause that right quick. Singing kill his grandmother? That's why he's singing? That is a weird concept, but okay.
Holy shit, that hamburger at the beginning looks real. Anyway, Monsters vs. Aliens is not very good.
It's not very good at all. If you talk about Monsters vs. Aliens, even though I ain't seen it in like 5 years, It's not a good movie. Even the cartoon show on Nickelodeon was awful. It's awful. No one should watch it. I will watch it because I actually try to watch a lot of cartoons and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to binge watch stuff, but at least going to try to talk about why it's bad. But I'm not going to do all that. I was just going to do like character rankings and how good or bad the characters are. That's why I ain't been on YouTube for a while. It's just been trying to. I've been watching a lot of South Park now because I really like what season 5 of South Park. No, season 6 of South Park, and I try to finish all South Park and just type and try to do a rank video of South Park, but I may do it later because there's so many episodes of South Park. God.
Bad as I remember.
But I don't know why we'll talk about South Park, even though we're talking about Monster vs. Aliens. It's not a good movie. The plot is not good. The animation is not the worst animation, but it's not good. If you're talking about the Nickelodeon version, this one's better than the Nickelodeon version because I already know the Nickelodeon version's budget got cut in half of everything. It's just not a good movie at all.
For being as a kid, I mean, this movie made me laugh at least 6 or 7 times, so that's worth something. None of the characters are hateable, though none of them are particularly likable. The action has such astoundingly low energy to it that it bored me to tears. And I feel like the idea of a monster movie parody could have been fleshed out better.
Back then, I did like Monster vs. Alien, but it's just not a good movie.
Why not do what Megamind did and tell a really unique story?
Yeah, Megamind is really good, and I like Megamind, even though I ain't seen it in a long time.
Since a shark mafia is at least an idea that parodies a typical mafia movie, even if they don't do anything. Bottom line is, you could do a lot worse than Monsters vs. Aliens, but you could do a lot better.
Not the worst Dreamworks movie in this list.
Thus subconsciously tainting the latter film's reputation by making it look like a lame knockoff. Thanks for that, dick.
The Monster vs. Alien came out at the same time as Megamind. Wait, I'm gonna pause this right quick to look this up. Let's see. Try to look up Megamind. Okay, Megamind came out in 2010. Well, Monster vs. Alien came out. Monster vs. Alien came out in 2009.
I was not looking forward to the
Let's talk about the cruise because I watched Cruise like a month, 2 months ago. I like this movie, but I had to say it is bad. But I can watch Cruise like 2 or 3 times, then stop the next day or watch it the next week. It's not the worst movie in this list, like I said, with Monster vs. Aliens. I don't know what to say about it because I ain't seen it in like a month, and I just forgot what this movie was. I get what the movie was about. It's about moving forward instead of just staying at the past instead of going to the future. Like that actually is the plot of the movie. It's that the father named Groot. No, the father not like Groot or Groot from I forgot his name. But he wants to stay. He wants to keep his family safe, but he's doing it the wrong way instead of changing how the world works now. That's where you had Guy helping them cope with change and everything.
also never saw Rise of the Guardians as a kid. The Croods was the first DreamWorks movie that I specifically said, yeah, I'm too old for this, too. Never checking it out in theaters or on DVD. Turns out I really didn't miss much.
Grug. That's his name, Grug.
Bad as I was expecting. I mean, I kind of liked it at first. It was nice and simple and charming. But its charm wears thin pretty quickly, and I was really bored with it during the second half. It's just an hour and a half of generic family conflicts, and
yeah, it really is. It really is. The first half was good, but the second half, when they start venturing out and start having a conflict with the family, like you said, that's when the movie died down.
Cavemen inventing a modern thing, which is just super repetitive. I was really disappointed when the iconic cinematic icon Grug, played by Nicolas Cage, threw his family off a cliff towards the end. It was disappointing because I thought that meant they were dead and the movie could officially end, but sadly, no. Look, it's a perfectly serviceable kids movie and it has a couple good laughs, like when the sloth pulls out a knife.
Yeah, I like that part where he just put that knife out on her.
I'll end on a positive note, though. The animation was real pretty. They did an amazing job with the vibrant, creative environments and creature designs. So good work. Anyway, can't wait to watch The Croods 2 when it comes to not theaters.
I haven't seen Cruise 2. I have to say, if I did watch it, it's not going to be better than the first one. If someone in my comment section actually tell me Cruise 2 is better than the first one, I may do a reaction to it and see how good the second one is.
So excited to see how the
now I was just saying it's not that good after looking at it.
You excited? I'm excited.
The animation got better. The animation got better, but I just can't say it's good.
It killed me.
Number 30. I've seen Sinbad. Back then, I never seen Sinbad. When I was a little kid, I never seen Sinbad. I think a year ago, I seen Sinbad. I liked the movie, but some of the CGI was bad. I think around the time when Sinbad was out, it was actually a decent movie, like a 7. I think this movie is like a 5 or 6. I get what it was that Sinbad the guy you see right there. He was framed by this female who tried to get the book. She stole the book, by the way, and he got framed for it. He almost got executed, but his best friend took his place so he can get the book and save his life and everything else. I forgot. I don't remember a little bit parts of the movie. I just don't remember most of it.
More like Sinbad. After 3 great 2D animated feature films in a row.
Oh, I ain't seen Spirit in years. I ain't seen El Dorado in years. Let's be honest, I ain't never seen The Prince of Egypt. That's the thing I need to watch, The Prince of Egypt. Cause I heard from a lot of people Prince of Egypt was good. It was really good.
Sinbad feels like a massive step down in every way, except the animation.
The animation is good. It's just when they bought the CGI, it's bad. Some of the CGI is not that bad. I'm contradicting myself right now. Like some of the CGI not bad. Like the villain female, she's not that bad. But when he starts fighting like these animals and stuff, it's bad CGI. Like that's bad CGI. That's terrible CGI right there.
The story is about as basic and uninteresting as it gets. It's a MacGuffin quest for a magic book.
Yeah, it's just a MacGuffin.
The only thing this book is used for is the power of a lighthouse. Really, it's just a flimsy excuse for a high-sailing adventure. I feel like this would make for a pretty decent video game story, but simply watching it unfold is a little tedious. I mean, if I wanted to watch a movie about a quest to cross the ocean and retrieve an important item to save someone from being executed, I'd just watch the SpongeBob movie. The characters were okay.
Yeah.
Sinbad itself really got on my nerves throughout most of the movie. Eris is animated really well, but she couldn't be more basic from a character standpoint.
Yeah, she's really basic, and we all like Eris.
Looks like I don't need to amend my Dreamworks villains list to add her on. Congratulations, Verminator. You're safe from elimination. Look, this movie is fine, but compared to the Dreamworks movies that came out around the same time, it just feels like it's doing something. I don't really feel like ever watching it again.
Number 29.
Home was surprisingly not terrible. I'm impressed.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised. Because when I first watched Home, I wasn't excited about it. I wasn't excited about Home. But when I watched it, it's not that bad of a movie. It's actually, it had a sad scene. I think it was where he trying to save her, save Tip. I, I think the ending part was good. Because it had a really sad part into it. But the rest of the movie, I just really didn't care about it much. I don't remember this movie as well too. Yeah, I don't remember this movie well.
A lot of terrible moments, like when
I could be saying a lot.
the man brings tea and eats a urinal cake. And also the plot during the second half of the movie doesn't make much sense, and it kind of makes the first half pointless. And I have no idea what happened to the cheap Shrek guy in the end. The movie kind of forgets about him, and the film keeps playing the new Rihanna song every 5 minutes, so that's annoying. But the movie's not terrible, I swear. The main characters honestly just have a really charming rapport with each other, and I like watching them go on this journey. There's a few jokes and loony scenarios that actually really land for me. Like when they have to disguise Bazinga and it looks like it's going to be a huge makeover montage. But then it turns out all they need to do is put a beauty mark on him and that completely fools all the other aliens. I like that. I like how the plot is basically stop Bazinga's party invitation email from reaching an evil group of aliens. Until the second half kind of drops that plot line for something more confusing. But yeah, the characters are surprisingly charming enough, and these alien inventions are.
And the only reason why this aliens coming after them because the chief got his babies. No, don't have the babies, but got the last piece of his species. That's why in that rock.
Like, you're seriously gonna tell me that Turbo had more thought and effort and creativity put into it than this? Get out of town. Home is a deceptively sweet movie that clearly has a good heart thrown into it, but it's also got a lot holding it back from being actually good. Still, I appreciate the effort. Never gonna watch it again, but congrats to this movie for subverting my expectations of it.
Number 28.
Ants was the very first Dreamworks movie ever.
Yeah, it is the first. Cause I think this came out around when Toy Story came out. I think. I'm gonna look it up and see. I'm gonna look it up and see that Ants came out almost the same time as Okay, Ants came out in 1998, the year I was born. But when Toy Story came out, Toy Story. Okay, the first Toy Story came out in 1995. I think it was the second one. No, the second one came out in 1999.
It's like the middle finger, the Pixar's a Bug's Life. But is it good?
You know, I was going to let you become part of my most erotic fantasies.
This movie is basically a non-terrible version of Happy Feet. It's completely all over the place and absolutely bonkers.
A Bug's Life is better than this one because both of them two based on both ant characters from both movies, but a Bug's Life was way better than this one.
I like how the main character accidentally incites a social uprising and stops the villain from carrying out his role of ethnic cleansing. I like the poop joke, but this movie is just so scattershot that it's really hard to say if it's good overall. Its adult themes and jokes are almost a little jarring, unlike something like Rango where it feels like they naturally fit the story set. The princess and villain are kind of flat and annoying, but I like the other characters. I mean, that a lot of the jokes is weirdly off. I don't know if that accepts us like early on, but yeah, whatever. I don't know. It's fine, but a bit of a lackluster start for this studio, if you ask me. Almost like this wasn't intended to be their first movie, and it got rushed out in order to compete with a similar movie or something. But what do I know? I don't review and analyze Dreamworks animated movies for a living or anything.
Number 27. I had never seen Puss in Boots. I had never seen it. I don't know. It just didn't have. don't want to watch this movie. It's just how it is.
Shrek trilogy, and it never once feels like I'm watching a Shrek movie. The downside is that this movie is nowhere near as good as the Shrek trilogy. Whereas Shrek subverts the fairy tale genre, Puss in Boots plays it completely straight. It's basically just a Jack and the Beanstalk Humpty Dumpty mashup adaptation, and it really doesn't do anything particularly special. My favorite part of the movie is the suspended flashback scene where we see Puss and Humpty's childhood and what caused them to split apart. But it ends up taking up so much time that the actual quest itself feels really short and underwhelming. I would have loved a Dreamworks take on an Indiana Jones or Uncharted like story, but the quest is over before it really gets interesting. It's also a shockingly unfunny movie. Like the first three Shrek movies have so many good laughs, but I can't remember anything that's I like the ultimate resolution of Puss and Humpty's relationship, and it makes the climax pretty interesting. But aside from that, it's just an aggressively over. Nothing here is bad, but nothing is done particularly well either. Dare I say it, Puss in Boots is honestly just a movie that exists. Although Puss does refer to himself as the furry lover multiple times, so that's a
Number 26.
I must be out of my goddamn mind because I honestly kind of like Madagascar 3 on my most recent view, and that's insane. I trashed this movie pretty hard in my Madagascar video, but truth be told, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. Uh, do all three of them? He already put that one out, except this one being lower because Madagascar 3 is not that good. It's all right, but it's not the best Madagascar movie. I have to say, Madagascar to Africa. When they went to Africa, it's the best one because they went to the tiger's origin. I forgot. He's not a tiger. Oh, fucking lion. Went to his origin. I forgot his name. Alex. Went to Alex origins. He actually tried to tell you how lions work in his when he just came to a place where he doesn't remember. I forgot what you call that in tropes and TV tropes.
I kind of like the side path. The action during the climax is pretty exciting and on par with the great part. The humor isn't quite as illuminating as the documentary. I think the real problem is the narrative design is pretty awful. There's still some funny things. They're not that good. This is still the least funny Madagascar, and it's still a decent rival real story. The circus plot really describes
Here it is.
doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. It's still not a very good movie, but honestly, there's a lot to like in this balance out all the stuff I've filmed. I regret not seeing that stuff too, but whatever. Madagascar 3 is also officially a movie as exactly. That doesn't mean I'm going to force myself to watch it when I'm going to find all of the Bonbon films. It ain't to back this one, so let me down. All of Bonbon was actually Madagascar movie.
Number 25. Wow. Like, wow, he put after he talked about Madagascar 3, he puts one after that. See, even let me tell you something. A lot of people will agree with me with him that the first one is the second better one. The first one is the second better Madagascar movie because it's not the best Madagascar movie. The second one is really good, but it's not the best Pixar. He's saying fucking Pixar. It's fucking Dreamworks. It's not the best Dreamworks movie, but I actually like the second Madagascar movie. Something about the first one was just building up characters and that actual random sugar honey iced tea thing. I learned that years ago.
It's got a ton of really funny stuff and a ton of not great stuff. Honestly, in hindsight, it's kind of ridiculous that this stuff can't be turned by a long like this. But I never could have imagined that it would have been this movie. This movie just I adequate. Sometimes it's really fun, but I agree it's salvageable. But it's not really that great.
It's really
The only thing
not.
I have left to say is that Calvin speaks when Melvin says, "Guys, we're running out of time," and the clock starts ticking. Look at that. Calvin says,
24.
"There is so much to love."
Oh, I love Chicken Run. I ain't seen it in years. I'm gonna be saying that a lot too. But I really love Chicken Run. I grew up with this movie a lot. It's about the chickens want to escape this place where they get murdered.
Honestly, this movie is what made me.
I think Chicken Run is a parody, not a parody, but a parody of German, yeah, German camps. I think I'm wrong about that, but it does feel like that. It does feel like that because they cooking chickens. Eat, they cooking chickens and selling them for money, and you can see that. And the chickens are training to try to escape this prison where they are trying to breed eggs and just getting killed.
My stop motion animation is the most nicest form of animation out there. This film still looks amazing 20 years later. The characters are also really endearing and likable. Enjoy their interactions, design, jokes, and stuff. The climax is a ton of fun. Is it needed? Did the Madagascar movie steal a lot from the next one? It's eerily similar in a lot of ways. But yeah, I guess it really is a 20 no technically are going to make this film, but let's not worry about that. So yeah, I really love just about everything.
I'm glad they never did a part two of this movie because this movie already was good enough as it is. Yeah, the story, I agree with him. The story was lackluster because well, I didn't hate the story. It's just that just wasn't good because they want this guy to teach them how to fly because chickens can't fly. It's just how it is. It's like penguins. Penguins are birds, but they can't fly. So they want him to teach them how to fly. This rooster let this rooster teach them how to fly. Rocky, but they found out he don't know how to fly. He was uh just a stunt person for a I can't think right now.
Oh boy, the roof is to teach them how to fly, but they can't fly. So people want to have those plans that build them like hey, wait a minute, why couldn't the movie just been about building planes? Why do we have to wait most of the movie on the Mel Gibson freaking flying?
Yeah.
So yeah, Chicken Run looks amazing and has great characters, but I really don't feel
I like this. I like that part when they was in this chicken pot pie machine and she had to escape. Mr. Twitty.
For the most part, every single video I made on the Dreamworks are the accurate current cost. Except for one where I definitely yeah, there's a certain Dreamworks sequel that really wasn't as good as I think.
I haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon 3. I just haven't seen it. The first How to Train Your Dragon is really good. Like you got sequels that are better than the first one, but you got sequels that are not good than the first one. Especially these two movies, they are not that good. I never seen the third one. The second one was all right. I seen the second one. I was in the movie theaters when it came out. My brother, he fell asleep to the whole movie, so did not know what's going on. Wow. I really thought he was talking about fucking that he misdirected me. But Madagascar, okay, talking Madagascar too.
kind of have emotional beats with the main character.
Yeah.
Funny scenes in this are still insanely funny. But after rewatching this one so close to some other much funnier Dreamworks movies, it really started to hit me that this one isn't nearly as funny as I remember. Hell, the first one might actually be funnier overall.
Yeah, the first one was technically funny than the second one. Let's be honest.
By a lot of PS pop culture. Point is, while I still think this is the best one, I don't think it's easily the best one anymore. I love a lot about it, like all the moto stuff, the plane stuff, the volcano
I
stuff.
think he's talking. If he trying to put all the Madagascar one, I think he likes Penguin Madagascar because I do like Penguins of Madagascar,
Stuff,
the
the
movie.
motor stuff, the jam stuff, the Hedge stuff, the motor stuff, the banana stuff. What was I talking about here? But man, the stuff with Alex and his dad and the pathetic villain lion is not.
Yeah, they try to do Lion King. You heard, you saw what I said. Because they try to do a Lion King and they lions. I wish I have a joke thing, even though the joke is terrible. Cause they try to do. That's what they were trying to do. They trying to do a Lion King, but it's just way awful. Not awful, but it's just bad.
Takes up a lot more time than I remember it doing. Whatever, it's still a decent movie, but I feel like if I want a stronger comedy, I'll just watch something with Hedges or Beaver instead. God, I just can't believe how this video has shifted my Madagascar paradigm entirely. It used to be boom, first movie 6 out of 10, second movie 8 out of 10, third movie 4 out of 10. Now the entire trilogy is just floating around in 6 out of 10 limbo, and my video on the trilogy is basically ruined. I can't tell if these movies are good or bad anymore. This trilogy is an utter
It's
attempt
half.
at describing my
That's what you can say. It's bad and good at the
shit.
same time.
Okay, what the Abominable.
22.
Can you believe that? Abominable was amazing
Never seen Abominable.
for like 25 minutes. Then it turned into a worse version of Up. Movies like these really frustrate me because they could so easily go down as classics with a little story retooling, but instead this film has already been forgotten about. My favorite aspects of the film were during the beginning, like I said, where we see the main character living life, saving up money, and befriending this Yeti creature. It was wholesome as heck, and pretty magical, not gonna lie. But again, these characters soon hop on this boat and go on an adventure through the wilderness to get this Yeti home, and it's not really that good. The Yeti has vague, convenient, magical powers that do whatever the plot needs them to in order to get the characters out of any situation, which is really lame. Onward may be a worse movie, but at least in that movie they use different, unique spells for each situation.
I never seen Onward.
Magic Yeti powers that can do anything.
Oh yeah, I forgot I did a Pixar one because Onward's a Pixar movie. I never seen Onward.
Why can't the Yeti just fly them straight to his home if he can basically do anything? Also, there's a twist villain in this movie that, despite being something I legit didn't see coming, doesn't really add to the story at all. If you took the twist villain out of the story and just played it straight, the story would not really change.
Yeah.
So that's odd. Also, this researcher lady looks exactly like a mix between Merida and Kari the Mule.
She does. Oh my god. She really does look like a power swap of both of these two. She got the hair of Merida, and when she became a villain, when she just turned to a villain, she got the long hair of Merida, and she has the facial expression almost like this female from Incredibles. It's like I can't believe he noticed that. I ain't never seen a Barnable. Even I can tell from that she looked like her.
The Incredibles. So that's a thing as well. I don't know, man. This movie tried, but not hard enough as far as I'm concerned. Props for setting the story in a place that isn't America, though. It's always cool to see different cultures portrayed in animated movies.
21.
Well, boys, we did it. My character arc is complete, and I now finally see the Penguins of Madagascar for the masterpiece that it is. And by masterpiece, I mean it's slightly better than all three Madagascar.
Yeah, it is slightly better. It is better than the other three.
What it lacks in humor compared to the first two Madagascars, it makes up for in zaniness and surprisingly good action. The plot is actually decent, and the villain is enjoyable. Plus, there are plenty of funny moments here and there. The movie kind of loses me with these other secret agents who aren't really that interesting. Plus, any attempts at an emotional moment really fall flat. Bro, this is the Penguins of Madagascar movie. Just fully immerse yourself in the zaniness and don't bother with the drama. Whatever. It's still a really fun time, but once again,
Yeah, I actually like the
don't have that
plane
much
scene
to
where
say
they
about
jump
it.
out the
Listen to the
plane.
trilogy. It is also a 6 out of 10 film, and the show was still better.
Yeah,
You
the
know what
show
else
was.
is better?
Oh yeah, the show. I forgot about the show. The show was way better than this movie.
Madagascar Penguins and A Christmas Carol. Now that's an all-time classic. It doesn't count for the
He's
purpose
right.
of this list, but I'll let you know where I'd rank it if it did count when we get to that stuff. All right, we're officially about to get into the top 20 of these movies, from 7 out of 10 and above.
Okay.
I could use a breather before that because I have been talking for 30 minutes. How about I use my break to talk to you even more about Squarespace?
No.
There's no better way to build a website that will chronicle every piece of the epic
One day we'll
from
build a
your
website, but not right now.
Display content and customizable galleries and add password protected pages to your private work.
I saw I had to skip this my
You can even
friend,
present your
but
videos from YouTube, Vimeo, and the
in that Crane website.
Or if you're feeling funky, you can get a more specific one like dot art. If you're ready to share your passion and promote your business to the rest of the world, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Schaffrillas to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Number 20. Oh, it's Flush Away. Okay. I've never seen Flush Away.
I like the action. I like how the rap world is built from various human artifacts. And the villain's plan is honestly really creative and clever.
And the villains are mafia people.
Also, the movie does that whole, the main characters don't like each other, and there's wacky misunderstandings over and over. Whoops. Also, this movie does that whole, the main character sadly the alone thing, and it really didn't do that terribly around here. Like, I think the Sonic movie did that thing better.
Yeah, the Sonic movie did it better. How he was by himself.
This movie, that's all.
19.
I love the
I had never seen Captain Underpants, the movie or the books. I never read the books.
They were hilarious and awesome and everything I could hope for. And it's so much refreshing to see a movie adaptation that perfectly captures what made the original book special, right down to the most plot. The Captain Underpants movie is just so good. This is the one Dreamworks movie that makes art and movie humor work because it's entangled in the spirit of the book. And the style is together. The art style of this movie is incredible. Capturing the charm of the original book series design, excellent. George and Harold have amazing chemistry. Icon perfection. Sir Poopy Pants is a great villain as well. Plus, Captain Underpants himself is epic, bro. This movie kind of falters in the pacing. Like, way too much time is dedicated to hiding Captain Underpants and keeping him from turning back in the midst of the problem. And not enough time is dedicated to the villain and the super fun battle stuff. It's great when it comes in, but at that point the movie...
The animation is really good.
Kind of sucks. But overall, a really good time that'll delight fans of the original book so much. I mean, they put the everything but fabric salt in the story. That's how you know they gave it to enough.
Number 18.
Alright, so the Road to El Dorado...
Never seen Roy El Dorado.
On the one hand, no. Are you kidding me? No. Bad Rotten Tomatoes. Bad critics. But on the other hand, I'm not as head over heels in love with this movie as a lot of other people are. Comedically, it's fantastic. I absolutely love this movie's sense of humor. Julio and Miguel are so damn fun and entertaining and gay. I love it. I also really like most of the songs. Sure, they're doing that Tarzan thing where a disembodied voice is singing instead of the characters. But the good news is I love Elton John as opposed to Phil Collins, who I have no strong feelings about one way or the other. So the songs really work for me, even though I would have preferred having the characters sing them, considering how fantastic this movie is. I also think the animation is outstanding. It's clean, it's crisp, the melding of 2D characters and 3D backgrounds makes the movie feel richly cinematic. And I think the more adult humor fits the tone of this movie way
The only reason why I'm not saying a lot because I have nothing to say about some of these movies, so I just don't really say anything about it.
I think the way they stumble into this ball game is really contrived. I don't care for the melodramatic two friends hating each other's dick, and I feel like they played their hand too early with the Jaguar monster, since the last 10 minutes of the film had significantly less tension. But this movie thrives on its great characters, and there's too many memorable moments with them to count. Plus, props to the story for not doing a tedious liar reveal storyline. I love the scene where the high priest just casually insinuates to Miguel that he knows he isn't a god. It's nice that it doesn't matter to him that Miguel isn't a god. He's just happy Miguel left a positive impact on his community. Overall, I really like this movie, and I rewatch it again and again. Since even though it doesn't keep my attention all the way through to the end, it's still a delightfully fun time.
According to
Number
all the
17.
laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway. The bees don't care. What seems impossible.
I genuinely can't believe I ranked this movie so high. I am gonna get so much hate for this.
You rate the B movie. You rank the B movie high. Oh, I don't know. I think it's because the memes. Do I just like? Come on, you can't say that's a good meme.
If Shark Tale solidified Dreamworks' reputation for making bad movies, and Shrek the Third solidified their completely unwarranted reputation for making bad sequels, then it was B movie that solidified their reputation for making bonkers movies. Much like Boss Baby, B movie is basically a shitpost that's trying to pass itself off as a feature film. But I will give B movie this. Unlike Boss Baby, it is a really, really good shitpost. This might actually be the funniest movie Dreamworks has made. I'm not joking. The story is scattershot and not well put together at all, but when the movie is making me laugh this hard, I could honestly care less. Every character in this film.
I didn't hate B movie. I actually did like B movie when I was a kid.
You can tell that the voice actors just had an absolute blast with this movie. Every nonsensical plot point is completely justified on account of the insane comedic potential they provide. The only part of this movie I don't like is the last 30 minutes,
Yeah.
where it tries to take its ridiculous plot seriously and the jokes start to slow down. But other than that, this movie is comedy gold. I have an ironic enjoyment of the story and a genuine enjoyment of the humor, and I don't see why people dislike it so much. It's just that fun.
16. Number 16.
My opinions on the Madagascar movies changed so drastically on rewatch. I was really hoping the same thing would happen with How to Train Your Dragon 2. I really.
Oh, he likes Train Dragon. Oh, he likes Train Dragon 3. Okay. Or this came out after How to Train Dragon 3. Oh, he likes 3 better than 2. I can see that because you got 2 upper than 3. Let me see how. Okay, he likes 3 better than. He likes 3 better than 2. I never seen 3. If I did see 3, I may change my opinion, but right now I don't know. I just got 2 and 1.
Finally click, so I could just fall in love with this movie like everyone else. And my opinion did change on rewatch. The movie got a little worse. I'm sorry, y'all, but to me, this is the biggest disappointment out of all the Dreamworks movies. Obviously, it's still really good, but for a franchise this special, really good just doesn't cut it. And it's so frustrating because the outline of the story is perfect. It's just all these little details that pile up and bring down the entire experience. I already made a video covering all my problems with the movie, so check that out for more details. But yeah, this rewatch made a couple of those problems worse. The side characters annoyed me more this time. The villain was way more embarrassing than I remember. The weird pacing made it feel like nothing really happened by the end, which is crazy. A ton of stuff happened in this movie.
A lot of stuff
really
happened.
Great emotional stuff, but it didn't register for me because the connective tissue between a handful of phenomenal scenes just wasn't that good. It's still a good movie. I still enjoyed myself, but it frustrates me beyond all reason because I can so easily visualize the masterpiece. It was so close to being. Again, watch my video if you want the deets. All I can say here is it's Dan Goblin because he's the best character in this trilogy. Okay,
Here
moving
it is. 15.
Let me tell you, even though I already watched this movie recently for my video on it, I was still excited.
Sorry for the skipping.
Over the Hedge is such a fun movie.
I love Over the Hedge. I ain't seen it in years, but I really do. I really love Over the Hedge. Over the Hedge is a fun movie. I do recommend people watch Over the Hedge. I think some people would hate Over the Hedge because it has some little bad parts, but it has some bad parts. But you skip bad parts. This is actually a good movie.
The visuals are great. The cast of characters is so endearing. It tells its story surprisingly well. It has the Terminator.
It's about this raccoon stealing this bear's food. Because the bear be stealing a lot of food. So the bear told this raccoon to you got I think a couple of days to give me. I don't know how long he gave him, but he gave him a certain amount of time to give him all the food back. Yeah, to give him all the food back until he comes after him.
It's just such an easy movie to like. Dreamworks has made it
Cause he was that character who was using these other animals. He was using them till he started developing like a family type thing with them.
And this movie is nowhere near that level. It's a delight. I love jamming out to the Ben Folds music or laughing at the spectacular voice cast. It's just a jam. Over the Hedge is a jam of a movie, and I'm sorry if you can't see that, society. Anyway, though, I've talked about it a lot, so watch the video and if you want more elaboration. Okay, bye.
Number 14.
Alright, look, you guys. I've been hearing a lot of criticism towards a certain Dreamworks Part 3. Y'all are telling me that it's too kiddified, that it drops the emotional impact of the first two films.
I haven't seen 3.
That really messed with the tone. And all of this contributes to a movie that's just not nearly as good as the first two. I've thought all this criticism over, and you're right. Kung Fu Panda 3 is easily the weakest one. Like,
wow.
A good movie on its own.
Makes sense. I had to say it makes sense. I never seen 3. I'd never seen a lot of movies, but I've never seen Kung Fu Panda 3. That's the shocking thing. I never seen Kung Fu Panda 3. I never seen 2. I heard 2 is really good, but I love 1. 1 is good.
First two, yeah, it's noticeably weaker. Kai in particular is emblematic of how this movie just isn't really trying quite as hard. Despite an excellent musical theme and some great J.K. Simmons voice acting, Kai just doesn't have the same compelling backstory or intimidating presence as Kai Long Shen. He's a decent villain, but not nearly as good as what came before. Speaking of which, yeah, this film gives off hardcore Return of the Jedi Ewok village vibes. After such a dark, intense second chapter, the third one has us vibing in this panda village and there's not as much tension as there should be until the final battle. The film does have a great message about being yourself and using your own strengths. In fact, it arguably portrays this message stronger than the first film did. Plus the stuff with...
Because the first film, he's just learning how to become the Dragon Warrior, so it makes sense.
The emotional moments still hit, the acting's still really good. It's still a Kung Fu Panda movie at the end of the day.
In this one, they made Poe a actual god in this one.
I'm so relieved it turned out so good.
I'm sorry for the skips. This is how the internet connection is. Number 13.
How in the halibut is Mr. Peabody and Sherman this good?
Yeah, I'm surprised it's really good. Because I've seen Peabody and Sherman, and I actually like Peabody and Sherman.
But even then, I didn't give it enough credit. This movie slaps. It's so funny and exciting and heartwarming, and it's a cute little history lesson. And seriously, have I mentioned how shocked I am that I kind of love this movie? I care about the relationship between this boy and his dog dad. I live for all these historical references and all these time travel shenanigans. The voice cast is great. The premise makes for so much wacky fun. The animation has a great style to it. They make an Oedipus joke at one point. Like, come on. This is just such a hard movie to hate. It's not deep. It doesn't have any super strong themes or life lessons, but it's just fun.
I don't. It's the
Pure,
skips.
unadulterated fun that I highly recommend.
Was that the bite of 87? You're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Number
Out of
12.
all the DreamWorks movies that
Rise
aren't really
of the
as good as they
Guardians.
really should have been, Rise of the Guardians is perhaps the one that stings the most. Not only is it really great, but it's practically begging for a franchise with how unique.
Yeah, it looks like it needs a
More
franchise.
interpretations of holiday-themed icons, please. Less trolls. Less of this troll-shaped DreamWorks. Some elements of this movie fall a little flat, like the villain. It was a good rising threat, but a really boring character with a generic motivation.
Yeah, he was just boring. I'm sorry, Pitch was boring. Pitch supposed to be
Still, I like these holiday heroes.
I forgot. Oh my god, I just forgetting. That's just forgetting things.
His identity crisis. I found it really intriguing that I really wanted him to find out who he was and be seen by people. It got me super emotional.
Pitch supposed to be the boogeyman, but he doesn't act like the boogeyman. That's what I was trying to say.
It's just a really enjoyable, wholesome film. Maybe it would have done better at the box office if the title wasn't so generic and people didn't get it confused with that stupid ass owl movie, but whatever. It's surprisingly great and deserves better than what it got.
Number 11.
Holy Shrek.
Shrek 1.
Shit. Holy shit, I love Shrek. I'm literally the real-life version of Will Smith from I Am Legend. I can quote this movie verbatim like it's nobody's business. And that's exactly what I did on my most recent watch through. The reason I've been procrastinating so much on my Shrek 1 analysis is because this movie is such a...
I procrastinate a lot. I've been trying to break out this procrastination, but it just happens a lot. Okay, I'll be like, I want to make videos, then I'm like, just don't want to.
Storytelling that most animation studios at the time, DreamWorks included, adhered to. It really changed the game not only for animation, but parody as well. I've talked about it before, and I'll talk about it much more later. It's Shrek, man. It's funny, it's down to earth, it's endlessly rewatchable. If it wasn't for the whole forced, lame, misunderstanding trope, it would easily be in my top 5 favorite animes. But as is, it's still a great anime to check out.
Idiots! You know that hurts my feelings. I tried going on a date
Number 10.
Holy shit, Shrek Forever After is great. It's good as hell.
It really is good.
Yeah, obviously, this shouldn't be a revelation to the guy who talked.
It is underrated. Shrek Forever After is really good. How you had a bad third movie, but had actually a really good fourth movie. That's what shocked me. That made a fourth movie better than a third movie. Yeah, I actually like the story of Shrek. It not don't act like an ogre. Don't act like his old self.
And the villain is great, and the jokes are mostly funny.
Rupert Stillskin.
Oh my god,
He's a good villain.
I thought this movie the longest out of any DreamWorks animated movie ever, so I won't go on any longer. Just wow, what a perfect.
I watched this movie like a lot, and yeah, I watched this movie a lot. This was a really good movie.
I just can't watch. I want to be free of this pain.
Number 9. Oh, Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. I love this movie. I grew up with this movie. I really love this movie again. It's just him and his dog, and Wallace is becoming a were-rabbit, and Garmin tried to protect Wallace because he accidentally did this Frankenstein thing where the rabbit becoming Wallace. This rabbit was becoming Wallace, and Wallace was becoming this rabbit.
The Curse of the Were-Rabbit before. It's still very fun, very charming, very cheeky, and totally delightful.
Yep.
But none of that matters because I've come to a stunning revelation about this movie. Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit is a prequel to Over the Hedge. Come now.
I do believe the vicar's been to the communion wine again.
Exhibit A.
I believe someone phoned about an animal problem. The solution is standing.
Exhibit 2.
Okay.
Exhibit Gamma.
Get your hairy lips off my waifu.
Okay, I don't
And my waifu.
But
Okay.
you get the idea. Dreamworks was so impressed with Hartman's subliminal Hedge messaging that they adapted said messaging into their own feature film less than a year later.
I have eyes
Number 8.
that can see right through lead.
Where's that song came from?
You already
Bag
know
of
how I feel
Mine.
about
It's a good movie.
this film is
I ain't seen it in years, but it's still a good movie.
watching it in quick
About a villain turning to a good guy.
Dreamworks movies really made it interesting. Just how above and beyond Megamind goes to tell a rich, well-developed, well-paced, exceedingly funny story. I'm so happy it's gotten so much belated attention over the years because it truly deserves it. Again, though, this video is getting real long, and I think I covered everything I wanted to say about the movie in my original video. It's just a work of genius. Hilarious, profound, undeniable genius. I can't wait for more people to rediscover it and see how great it truly is. Fuck you!
Number 7.
God, now this is how you do a sequel.
So the first one was better than the second one.
It's slower paced, a little less funny, the action is a little weaker, and the villain is just a smidge less intimidating. But oh my
Yeah,
God,
you can say
everyone
he's
is
not
this movie
intimidating
is
than
doing other things right. This movie is an
Dang, I forgot his name. Goddamn.
Powerful story about grief and abandonment and emotional turmoil. Oh God, it's so well done. The scene where Poe finds inner peace is one of the best sequences Dreamworks has ever made. Watching him learn to process his trauma so he can heal and acknowledge that it doesn't define who he is now is such a fucking phenomenal message. As I've said before, Shen is the most evil villain Dreamworks has ever made. And I love what a personal threat he poses.
It's Tai Long. Yes, I remember.
But this is the only time in the trilogy where Poe's connection to the main villain is the focus of the story. And it all builds to a sensational climax. The colors in this one also just pop, more so than the first film. It's visually striking, it tells a great story, it's funny, it's thrilling, it's emotional, it's everything you could possibly want in a sequel and more. God, I should really talk about these movies sometime, shouldn't I? You create!
What? Number 6.
Spirit Stallion of the Cinnamon is so damn great! How come none of y'all never told me? Well, okay, mostly great. I'll address the only 2 problems with this film right here and now. The songs are hilariously bad, and I wouldn't mind so much if they didn't cram 4 of them in a row during the first 20 minutes. I got secondhand embarrassment from these stupid ass songs, but fortunately the movie really toned the frequency down as it went along, so that was nice. And then there's Matt Damon narrating the horse's thoughts. Talk about a buzzkill. This is legitimately what's holding me back from giving this movie a 9 or maybe even 10 out of 10. Because it's so jarring and doesn't fit the tone whatsoever. And worst of all, it adds absolutely nothing. 90% of the time, Matt Damon is saying something that's blatantly obvious based on the horse's expressions or another aspect of the visuals. It almost feels like we went back and added him in post. Like, this movie is too mature and artistic.
I think because kids don't know what. I think because they did this because kids don't understand what's going on, so they need Matt Damon to do more of the voice acting, so it makes sense.
So yeah, those 2 blemishes are what's holding this movie back from perfection. Because honestly, everything else in this movie is perfect. It's like everything a good dinosaur should have been. The fact that the horses don't talk is wonderful. Sometimes I don't want to hear celebrity voices telling obnoxious jokes out of an animated animal's mouth. I just want to see a beautiful, uplifting story about a horse trying to get home. I got so invested in his romance with Lady Horse and his friendship with Little Creek. The movie takes its time and makes these relationships feel so natural, and it earns every dramatic beat to the point where I may or may not have actually cried at what is essentially a fake out death. But that's how well it's done. The beautiful melding of 2D characters and 3D environments, first seen in Prince of Egypt and Road to El Dorado, continues to evolve, making for such stunning action sequences. The colors are absolutely magnificent, and the score. Holy shit, the score! It's so unique and varied. It fits the mood of every scene so well. I really can't gush about this movie enough, so we'll put a pin in this conversation and talk about it more in its own separate video. Just great job.
Everything I had nothing to say about this movie. It's actually a good movie. It's just
I could kill it.
This ranking
What's
was
number
hard
5?
shit to get to. The 2010s especially were loaded with so many terrible films that beat me down and made me question whether or not this marathon was even worth finishing. But damn it, I stuck it out. Not only because I had come so far already, but because I knew this masterpiece was waiting for me at the end of the tunnel. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World is phenomenal. It takes a
I haven't seen
similar approach
3,
to
so I can't really say nothing about
the
it.
narrative on the series' most important relationship, Hiccup and Toothless. It realizes that after all these years of the two codepending on each other, it's finally time to examine both of them as individuals. And this makes for a gripping story where both of them discover their own identity.
Well, I want to pause this right quick because I was like when I first saw 2, because I haven't seen 1. I saw 2 and I was like, how Hiccup lost a leg. Then I watched 1, then it kind of makes sense how he lost his legs.
Ultimately realizing that despite how much they care for each other, they need to go their separate ways in order to survive and lead their respective tribes. It's such a profound story about love and loss, and it astounds me that Dreamworks went for such a bittersweet.
This one, all the dragons love, so it makes sense why this one is the. It makes sense that this one is the better one because that's when the dragons and them leaving them, and everyone grew up.
The story is a bit clunky, and yeah, Grimble did chain Toothless and the Light Fury up way too quickly, for sure. But for the most part, this movie is a huge improvement over the second in nearly every way. The villain is far more intimidating. The gorgeous flying sequences.
I'm surprised he's more intimidating than the guy from the second one.
That matter the most to the story. Toothless feels like more of his own character than he ever has before. The climax is far more enticing. The emotional beats are even stronger, and the ending is honestly the best out of any Dreamworks movie. I know the studio is still going, but honestly, I'm totally content with considering this the series finale of Dreamworks. Like how Endgame was a great series finale for the MCU. It really does feel like this is the swan song for the entire studio, where they pulled out all the stops and delivered one last tour de force emotional masterpiece. It's been quite a rocky road to get to this point, but it was all worth it for films like this. I'll review it soon, I promise. I'm gonna kick your ass! Kung Fu Panda is awesomeness incarnate. It is so
It's
much
really
awesomeness.
it's fun.
I honestly can't believe how well it works. It's a really great depiction of imposter syndrome and trying to live up to impossible standards imposed upon you. But at the same time, it's remarkable to watch Poe's perseverance and passion shine through, in spite of everyone telling him to quit. The philosophies offered by Master Oogway are really thought-provoking and interesting. The internal conflict Shifu grapples with over whether to trust his master's judgment or not is great. The pain Tai Lung had to endure after being told he was destined for greatness is really compelling. All the characters are instantly relatable and identifiable, which makes
I love how Tai Lung. I love how Poe's the power swap of Tai Lung.
Truly breathtaking, intense, well choreographed.
That's why I like this one because Poe and Tai Lung.
Bridge battle, Tai Lung and Shifu's climactic final duel. Every new action sequence ups the intensity.
Because Tai Lung was trained to be the next Dragon Warrior, but he wasn't good enough to be the Dragon Warrior. Then you got Poe, who's don't even look like a Dragon Warrior, is a Dragon Warrior because he was destined to be great.
That make him special, rather than by trying to be someone he's not, is a really powerful message. It's stunning how a movie this conceptually goofy can tell such a profound, exciting story that adheres to Chinese philosophies and culture so well. It's simply amazing. Yeah, I really do need to make videos on these movies, don't I?
Number 3.
In some ways, How to Train Your Dragon is kind of the anti-DreamWorks movie. Not trying to insult DreamWorks here, I'm just saying that at this stage in the game, we all knew their brand. Celebrity voice cast, somewhat raunchy humor, the whole shebang. Even their best movies like Shrek and Kung Fu Panda adhere to this formula while also being really excellent in their own ways.
How to Train Your Dragon is the best How to Train Your Dragon movie ever.
The first How to Train Your Dragon, however, feels the most like a classic Disney film. It has the sweeping, emotional score.
It really does. Feels like a Disney movie, but it's a DreamWorks movie.
It doesn't have a lot of raunchy humor outside of some lines from the annoying celebrity voice cast side characters.
Is he gonna do a Disney movie version? Because it could be impossible for him. I bet that he can do a Disney. He can watch every single Disney movie and do his own tier list, do his own rank list, and it's a whole bunch of Disney movies.
And yet, I don't want to sell DreamWorks short here because this movie simply would not be the same if it came straight from Disney. DreamWorks are the masters of enthralling, tense, breathtaking sequences, from the finale of Shrek 2 to the insane fights in Kung Fu Panda. And with this movie, they craft some of the most gorgeous, uplifting flying sequences in any animated film ever. And these amazing sequences enhance such a well-paced, well-told, emotionally rich story that takes my breath away every time I rewatch it. I am so happy this film exists. I feel like it's the one DreamWorks movie that anyone can enjoy, even if they hate DreamWorks' usual output. It's just impossible to deny what a monumental achievement this film and this franchise truly is.
Shrek 2. Shrek 2 is one of the best DreamWorks movies. I don't know what number one. Which one is number one of his best DreamWorks movies? I'm interested. What's his best DreamWorks movie?
Funny. Not only is it a perfect extension of the first movie's world, not only is it tightly written to the point where there's barely any filler, not only does the entire soundtrack slap, not only is the story deeply emotionally driven and really heartwarming, not only is the entire cast amazing in their roles, not only does it have the best DreamWorks villain ever, not only is the climax unbelievably phenomenal beyond all reason, but this movie gave us Doris, voiced by Larry King, a true cinematic icon. I could go on and on about this movie, but I think you already know why it's a masterpiece.
Are you going to do a Shrek 5? Are you serious?
But I think it's just a testament to its staying power as an integral.
I don't know what's his favorite Disney movie is.
It's one of only 2 DreamWorks films that I would give that rare, elusive 10 out of 10 score to. And I think you can already guess.
Oh my god, they're doing a Shrek 5 next year. What's number 1?
On my most recent viewing of this film, it finally hit me. The Prince of Egypt.
Oh, I forgot about the Prince of Egypt. I never seen Prince of Egypt. I said, what is his best movie? It is the Prince of Egypt. I never seen. Like I said again, I never seen Prince of Egypt. That's why I was shocked about why this one's number 1. Everybody know the Bible. This based on the Bible. Moses taking all the Jews to the promised lands because they were leaving Egypt.
This movie uses the rich language of cinema to convey ideas and themes just through the visuals alone. It's tremendously profound for a movie intended for younger audiences. The songs range from great to phenomenal. Not a single bad track to be found. They contribute so much to the size and scope of the story, taking full advantage of the medium of animation in the process. Even the weakest song in the movie made my top 30 villain songs list. Though to be fair, it'd probably get kicked off by Kicking Up a Notch from Starship now that I've seen that, but I digress. The characters are fantastic, with the growing rift between Moses and Ramses coming across as being so heartbreakingly genuine. The sequences and set pieces this movie shows us, from Passover to the parting of the Red Sea to everything in between, do such an amazing job of immersing us in this grand, tragic, and profoundly human story. The true miracle of this movie is how accessible it is to people of all faiths. I've seen so many people say that they adore this movie despite being atheists. And as a Christian who thinks 90% of Christian media is garbage,
Yeah, we all know Joseph in the Promised Land.
Respect, finesse, and faithfulness to the core of what made the original story so impactful. There's so much to be said about this film, and I could never say it all. The Prince of Egypt is easily the greatest Dreamworks movie of all time. It isn't even close. Nothing will ever top this bold.
I need to watch this movie because I don't know what to feel about this movie because everyone says it's the best DreamWorks movie.
Nothing except the Madagascar penguins and the Christmas Carol, baby! Remember when I said I'd tell you where on the list this would go if it actually counted? It's number 1. It's a masterpiece. Unironically, the greatest thing to ever come out of the Madagascar franchise, this holiday classic endures as a testament to the wonder and artistry of the medium of film. Incredible. I watch this Academy Award for Best Picture winning short film every Christmas, Hanukkah, Halloween, Kwanzaa, and also all the other days of the year. John Wick wishes it had action this good. Gex wishes it was this funny.
Seriously, this is
like a luau with no lighthouse.
At one point, the old lady is watching a football game on TV, but she's wearing an Alex the Lion foam finger. Did she not have a foam finger for the football team she's watching? Why even wear a foam finger? She's alone in her house. The Madagascar Penguins in a Christmas Camper tells important life lessons about family, eggnog, how mail systems work in apartment buildings, and it is for all these reasons why Mike's New Car is the best DreamWorks movie ever.
I like my new dream car.
Goodbye.
I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This was long, even though I got tired. Not tired of the video, I just feel sleepy now. And I had to go work around 11. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I think I'm gonna start doing more videos on this. I just hate the skipping because of the internet connection. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to the channel and subscribe to this guy. And subscribe to S Production. I'm gonna call him S Productions because I can't pronounce his name. But I will see you guys later and goodbye.